All right. Confirm that you're looking at the agenda for me. I'm sharing the screen. Is the agenda correct? Thumbs up? Yes? Okay, see, head nodding. Thank you. All right. So we are recording. So I'm going to get started and I'll just monitor the waiting room because I know Coach Bruno is on and she's gracious enough to agree to speak about a few things here that we put at the top of the agenda for her. And so I don't want to hold her up. So the first item is our kind of a look back at our March 20th workshop day that we had throughout the district. It was a superintendent conference day. It was devoted to staff wellness. So there was morning sessions for the secondary folks, and then afternoon sessions for the elementary folks. And they came over to the high school and middle school, and there was a variety of things for people to choose from. And I was going around with Mr. Stein, our HR director, and kind of checking out everything. I'll talk about that a little bit when I show the photos here. But Sarah's going to kind of speak to her experience as being someone who was not only participating, but presenting a couple of sessions, which I heard nothing but good things about. So take it away, Sarah.
Thank you. You can hear and see me, correct? Yes,
Yep.
I'm in my car outside of a doctor's appointment. So I foolishly didn't turn the car on though, so it's a little hot here. um so no, it's a great day of all around wellness. The catalog that was offered through Frontline, for me, obviously, I'm a phys ed teacher, fitness person, group fitness instructor. So I did a strength and mobility um kind of showcase. It's a little bit of taste of, what you would see in a yoga class, but also what you would see in our lifetime soon to be foundations of fitness phys ed class. So it was nice for other coworkers and teachers to see what the students are doing in class, but then also getting the benefits of a nice mobility stretch workout. I chose not to do yoga, but more stretching. Um, because we all need to, once you stop doing it, you lose it, and everyone should keep continuing to stretch, etc., and keeping their range of motion. So yeah, I had a nice filled room in the mat room, and then at the end of the day, I taught a spin class in our cardio room. So it was nice for the elementary folks to kind of see what we offer at the high school if they haven't been able to come to the high school and see our kind of fitness rooms. They were able to check out the Performance Fitness Center. And then the other fitness activities, obviously pickleball is the rage and everyone loves it. And we did some badminton, we did some cornhole, but it was exciting to see other things that were offered. I'm always a big trivia fan. And they had cooking and karaoke and they had the band playing. So there was a lot of great stuff, which you'll see in the pictures. But it's fun to have a day of wellness, but then also to learn, hey, my coworker like has a therapy dog and does this on the side. So it's kind of a nice other side of, just kind of learning more about the North Colony community. So I know you have some pictures and stuff, but yeah, it's
Yeah, so
always
I was
fun to
trying to
have.
scroll and I just got down to some of the ones you can see that the teachers doing some stretching and Sarah's very modest. I can tell you that people that I was actually in the lobby when the class was letting out and the people that came out were just blown away. You can kind of see, I think you had some light, like some cool lighting, and I know you had like some you really set the mood with like the you were burning something or you had some
The
spray.
eucalyptus
Eucalyptus.
mint air
Yeah.
mister.
Yeah, so it was wild. And
Purified.
one of the comments that stuck with me was somebody was like, "We need to do this every day," and that is true. We do need to do this every day.
So, but it was fun, just it
Yeah,
was fun to see, people try new things or just see, oh wow, you're really good at pickleball. And they're like, yeah, I do this all the time outside of school. So to kind of see learn more about your coworkers, the skills that they have, or what you don't realize you have because you don't really have the resource, but then it's at the wellness day. So
yeah. It was again. I was around to see a lot of things, and honestly, I wish I could have spent a lot of time actually participating and not just kind of making sure everything was going smoothly and working in a support capacity. Because, there was old school game, like video game playing. There
Yeah.
was karaoke. Over in the music lounge, there was faculty just jamming out. They
Mhm.
even played Freebird for me to humor me.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It seemed like there was something for everybody. Like Sarah hit on a lot of stuff, so I don't want to repeat it, but like overall, from an outsider standpoint, here's a picture of Tracy Henry over in the fax lab, and they were doing some healthy pizza dough. Um, the people that I saw, it was really well received. And I don't know, did you mention your spin class as well, Sarah?
Yeah, yep. Finished with a nice spin class. Again, so people were like, I want to work out. And so people like, I just never was able to get, I'm too nervous to try spin. And so it was a safe place for them to try it. And I remember seeing like financial planning and retirement planning. Like I'm going to hit that up in a couple years, definitely, if they do this again. So there was a lot of different stuff offered.
Yeah. So we're very appreciative of Sarah and everybody that helped facilitate it and make it a positive day. And I'm actually going to touch on one of the initiatives that we've partaken in. It was kind of like going on before this day, the 20th, and now it's coming to fruition. But I will touch on that in a minute because I don't want to keep Sarah because I know she's got an appointment. So we're going to shift gears and then I'll come back to that type of thing that we were just talking about. Let me admit this other person. We got a couple people in the waiting room. All right. So Sarah, you want to talk a little bit about what's going on in Unified? What's been going on? What's going
Yes.
to happen? Yep.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on, but that's great. We are being recognized as a championship school through the Special Olympics. It is a program where you have to meet and reach 10 national standards of excellence. And Christina Kelly was like the forefront and started the application with the help of all of the unified teachers and coaches. And we actually had like one of the top rated applications. We just completely exceeded the national standards of excellence. So it's really, we're really proud about that. But we will be celebrating this with an official banner celebration this Friday, where the Special Olympics will be there to present to us the official banner that we'll have up in the gym. I'm assuming it's going to stay up there. And then we are going to showcase our programs in school, which is part of the inclusivity and the kind of community outreach of the program. And we have a pep rally planned on the 24th. Got all the
Next week. Yep.
dates.
Next
Next
Friday.
Friday. So we're going to do a little nice pep rally, a parade. We have some other incentives throughout the week. We have tickets going out. Teachers are going to give out inclusivity tickets to those students that they see being inclusive and kind. And also we'll have a banner that everyone's going to sign if choose to include. So we have a lot of little things throughout the school week and some themes being planned, just like a regular Spirit Week, all about inclusive, but all about inclusion and the unified teams and our phys ed class. So that's coming up. So there's a lot of great stuff, and it's great to again Christina Kelly, Mike Pilla, and Jason Jones, all of the bocce bowling and basketball being highlighted, and then we have include the include the blue program, which is a youth leadership program. And then we have our phys ed classes, which we started unified phys ed 2 years ago. And it's just growing and growing. And there's a lot of great things coming out of it. I think we're starting a middle school program. It's kind of in its pilot phase right now. And we actually are going to do a track and field fun event, Shaker versus Shen, in May. So we're gonna go to Shen and we're gonna do a track and field day, which is really exciting. So just for unified kids. So I'm excited for that coming up. And I'm trying to think what else we've got going on. I just feel like there's just so much we're looking to keep growing, get our kids involved. We've got our swim program. We're very fortunate that we have a pool. And then future down the road, I want archery, I want biking, I just want it all. So if you have ideas too that you know of ways that we can be inclusive with our unified and adapted students, just let us know, because we just started. So we're very
Yes.
excited.
Well put. And just to elaborate on a couple of those things, Sarah gets a lot of credit for all these things. She's done a great job. And the field day is going to actually, even though we don't officially have a unified program at the middle school, as Sarah said, like we've had some kids that have just kind of, it's happened organically that they expressed an interest to their phys ed teacher if they could come over and work with our adapted students at the middle school. And so next year I'm working with the building administration over there, and we're going to be a little more intentional of scheduling students who have expressed an interest in being a part of that program during second period, which is when we do adapted phys ed down there. And so that way we can actually, connect the dots. And so, it's kind of similar to the pathway that we followed at the high school, where we were kind of recruiting kids that happened to be in the period that we had adapted at the high school. And Sarah would recruit kids. And then, we actually ended up creating sections that Sarah teaches along with our adapted phys ed teacher at the high school, who's Keith Bateman. And, everything, just Sarah's going to, be mad at me for sharing all this, but, she does go above and beyond. She got her lifeguarding certification over, was it February? When
February
was
break,
that?
yeah.
February break.
Yeah.
So that she could, even serve the needs of the kids in that capacity on the Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, middle school, high school, right?
Right.
With
Yep.
the use of the pool. So, kudos to you, Sarah.
Thank you. And for the lifeguarding, that's why you do that when you're younger. That's how it was tough. And I
Yeah.
was with a bunch of high schoolers, and I was like, oh my God, forgot, because I did it when I was younger, and I was like, okay, it's a
Yeah.
lot of work. So kudos to all the lifeguards out there through Coach Jones' class. It's a tough class. But I think that leads into before I have to go, we had our kids care, February kids care was our two unified participants, Evie Hanchett. She is our general ed student, and Haitham Hussein is our adapted student. And Evie, through the unified PE swimming class, he was petrified to go in the pool. And she worked with him one-on-one. She is a lifeguardist. She went to the lifeguarding course as well. And he's in the pool every day, every Thursday, Friday now. So that's a really great story. I know they've shared it in the North Colony media, but that's kind of the background. And she's interested now in an OT-PT kind of path. And that's what's happening with this unified program is these students are finding their potential and kind of learning what they're actually capable of doing through our phys ed classes. So it's great.
Yeah. We couldn't be more thrilled for all the positive outcomes, some of which, we didn't know were going to happen until we got into it. And Sarah and Keith have shared some of these stories, and it's like it's truly heartwarming. These two students were recognized at a Board of Education meeting back in February, and so it was nice to get to hear more about them and to meet. Evelyn was there that night, and I got to go in a couple days, just kind of going through the pool, and it was pointed out who Haitham was, and it's just great to see that he's grown through the program.
All right.
All
I
right.
do have to go. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate you. I saw a comment. I think it was Michelle, maybe, or I don't know if that's Michelle, but DeChavo is no, I'm sorry, Del Vecchio, and share it at the upcoming SEPTA meeting. Okay, is that what's SEPTA stand for?
The special ed PTA.
Okay.
If I'll share with them about the updates related to the unified update that we just had.
Okay, and if you want to reach out to me with an email tomorrow or after this, I can connect and get you anything I can if you needed some additional information.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, I didn't want to overlook that. Okay, so kind of circling back to what we started with, which was the Wellness Day. Um, we are still looking, and I'm hoping people see this. You know, we got the group that's here today, but people that are out there in the cyber world that watch this after the fact. The district is partnering with the Scotty Center, who have been an active member of our wellness committee here forever, and we're offering. You can see I put it up on the screen. Couple sessions of like group strength training and group yoga. And you know, it's going to be held in the little gym over at Goodrich. You know, the information went out via email from HR, I believe it was. Julie Catulus has been instrumental in this. And, you know, we're hoping that we can get enough people that are wanting to do this, that we can run the courses. You know, we do have to have a minimum number to you know, make it work. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you're a North Colony District employee, you're eligible, and all the information is here. You have it now because you have the agenda, but I'll also send it out when I send out my summary to everybody else. So, you know, we're excited, we're hopeful. You know, it's a great opportunity. We arranged it. We were trying to be very mindful of the different dismissal times for the elementary versus the secondary. So the way that we staggered the courses is that we have a 3:30 start time and a 4:30 start time. So that way it would hopefully give more people the opportunity. So, you know, if you're interested in doing one of those, please, you know, look for that information and click on the link and follow it and get signed up. Any questions about that stuff? And it's a small group, so feel free to, you know, unmute and ask questions aloud. All right, I'm going to continue on, and if something comes to your minds, don't hesitate to type it into the chat as well. So I've been talking at our previous meetings about a Bikes in School program, and I'm excited to say that it is happening. We are piloting it next week at Forts Ferry with the kindergartners. I think I got a picture here to show you what it's going to look like. So I actually went over with a guy, one of our facilities workers today with a box truck, and we picked up a rack of 24 of these little glider or strider bikes that you see on the screen right now. And these are designed to teach kids in the kindergarten how to safely and you know, with confidence ride a bike. Back when I was young, we learned with training wheels, and you know, I managed, but I definitely took my scrapes. And I think what has happened over time from the presentation I went to is that they've learned that teaching kids to learn without pedals and to work on balance first before you add the pedals is a more effective way of doing it. That the training wheels kind of become a crutch. So we're excited to partner with Sage on this. You know, it's not costing the district any money. So we made that arrangement, and they are going to be bringing a couple of their primary phys ed instructors, as well as some of their students that are in the program at Sage. So they're kind of doing this for the first time as well. So it's going to be a partnership where our phys ed teachers will be there to help facilitate. I'm going to be over there, but you know, it's going to be Sage kind of doing it and showing us the ropes, and then we can decide if this is something that we want to pursue within our own district of potentially getting a set that we bring around to the 6 elementaries. But we wanted to be conservative and start with this and kind of see how it goes. So, you know, I mentioned it, but like we'll start out with all the kids on just without the pedals. I'm sure there'll be some students who know how to ride and they'll be excited to show off. And after we get through the initial lesson or two, then we add the pedals. You know, and we can still leave some for the kids that aren't able to do it yet. But the goal is by the end of the program that they're all confident and able to ride a bike. And so we're really excited to see how that works out. I know that Saratoga School District has implemented this. They went all in, got school bikes for every single one of their schools up there. They do it with the kindergartners, as well as they buy the next size up that you see the teacher on in this picture that I'm showing right now. That actually, I think that's just the demonstration bike. There's like a more of a mountain bike style one that they use for the older kids. So again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but riding a bike is great skill. It aligns with our objectives in physical education. Every kid should know how to safely ride a bike. It's great exercise. It's transportation. Granted, there is the assist out nowadays. But I'm seeing more and more students actually right outside my office that are riding bikes and scooters and things like that. So, it's good that we're going to try to start introducing this at a young age so that these kids kind of have a leg up and they're ready to go. So that's kind of an exciting new thing that we're trying, and we're excited to partner with Sage. Any thoughts or comments on that? All right. And then the last thing last two things for me, and then Lisa Ostrowski from Food Services is going to talk to you about quite a bit of things that have been going on in her department. I've also in the past mentioned our third grade Learn to Swim program, and hard to believe we're April now. And that will start towards the beginning of June. I see Ryan Patri on here. He's been instrumental in getting this program started. We did it with Latham Ridge under he and Emily Kasher, who are two phys ed teachers over there, have taken the bull by the horns. We've started working with some of our other schools in the district on what the program looks like. And, we're going to expand it this year. We're going to have Loudonville, and we're adding Blue Creek, and we'll have Fort Ferry again. And then our plan is to flip it next year to the other three elementary schools. Because there's just so many we can accommodate with transportation and lining up all the things that need to occur for this to happen. So we're taking on three schools this year. We're excited. We're bringing back actually one of our retired phys ed teachers, who's a water safety instructor. Leslie Archer is going to be helping out with that. We're going to be utilizing our lifeguards that we train here in our phys ed classes at the high school. So we got a whole team that's a part of this, and we're excited to have that program continue to grow. And then the last thing I want to mention is we are excited that next year we are in the process of registering our students for a sports psychology elective that's going to be taught by our our health teachers here at the high school. And I put up the course description, but for any students that are on or end up watching this, this is a great elective that you can take when you're a junior or senior. It's a semester course, half credit. And while it's called sports psychology, it is not just for athletes. There are plenty, it's for everybody, but a few groups that came to mind when I was having this conversation with our district level administration is if you're in a performing group or speech and debate or, anything that requires that you get up in front of people and you have to, kind of be in the spotlight. It's really, we think it's going to be a really value added program for our students. So, help spread the word. It's not too late. They can still register. And we look forward to implementing that program next year. Okay, I saw Lisa's on. So Lisa, if you're ready, I will open this presentation that you and Alex created. And you
Yep,
can.
I'm ready to go.
All right, you just give me the cue when you want me to advance it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to go over some things we had kind of mentioned that we were working on, and now we're going to just give you some either updates or what we're doing in the future just for the food service department and their health and wellness. So go ahead, Dave, on the next one. So here we have the construction update. Our cafeteria and our kitchen drastically shrunk at the high school, and we were very concerned on how we were going to make it all work. But I got to say, with the help of the building maintenance and custodial staff and the administration at the high school, it couldn't have work out more beautiful for us. Right there in this picture, you see that we have a 3-door cooler where we put all our grab and goes. And this is in the library. So that has decreased by having all these options there on a daily basis, sandwiches, salads, and a lot of different kind of grab bags, that type of thing. We have kind of alleviated some of the stress on our cooking equipment. as well as we also implemented the Domino's Smart Slice Pizza program, which is actually they deliver hot pizza to the middle school for all 4 lunch periods. So they come 4 times. And again, if we had to cook our own pizza or whatever, substitute hot food for that pizza, it would just probably not be able to be efficient for either our other options. We'd have to limit more options, but this way we could still have the pizza and, you know, a chicken sandwich or a hamburger along with our cold selections, that type of thing. So it's worked out wonderfully. And actually the whole environment, I feel, at the in the library section has been awesome. I don't know if it's the drop ceilings or whatever, but it's really kind of a calm. Well, I haven't been there in a couple days, but now that the heat's coming, but it's pretty much a calm and inviting atmosphere. And kudos to the administration and maintenance for helping us make this happen. Okay, next one, Dave. And our chef takeover day. This was with New York, our NYSED Child Nutrition, as well as Cornell Cooperative Extension. And it was a program that we brought kind of like farm to table and scratch cooking. So it was extremely, extremely educational for us, not only with the preparation of the cooking, but just the idea of basically we did it, except for the brownie, which we had to do the next day, learning that, well, we don't really have the total equipment to do this all in one day. We would have to learn how to do things in advance. We would have to purchase more equipment where we could toss a salad for 900 people, that type of thing. But then where do we keep that type of equipment after? The footprint for a school kitchen isn't very big, as well as storage for some of these ingredients. However, it was a great day. The way we did the menu for that day is we streamlined the menu. So we did have some salads and sandwiches available, but we kind of forced them in to grabbing this vegetable lasagna, and we did sell out. The other thing we had was the kale, New York kale Caesar salad. We did use as many New York ingredients as possible. Again, the kale was a New York kale. The regat for the lasagna was also New York, as well as the mozzarella cheese, again, was also New York for that particular elements of the lasagna, and of course, New York apples and New York apple sauce, or apple juice or applesauce. We had all of those items available. The gentleman in the green that you see stirring the kettle of tomato sauce with all that fresh basil, which was New York basil as well. He was the chef from Brigade, which is a organization of chefs that work with schools across the country nationally. And then we have some of our employees in that other picture actually prepping the kale for the kale salad. So all in all, it was a great day, learning experience. Again, if to do this consistently, we would need products available. We would need, employees with maybe a few more cooking skills. We would need to figure out how to start and prep food earlier. And again, it was enjoyable. It was a learning experience. It was during Regents Week in January, so we were able to bring in train not only people from our staff from the middle school, but also a couple from the high school as well. So it was awesome. Okay, Dave. So New York State, as you know, or should know from previous wellness committee meetings and such, is really big with farm to school and site, a pre-con site. So this was, they had the second annual, I guess. It was in February, and it was here in the Saratoga area. And we were able to do a pre-con. So again, it was at the middle school. What we did is we toured them through the area, even though the garden area and the outdoor classroom was knee-deep in snow. We showed them, we took them through that. We also took them through the kitchen itself. We showed them our hydroponics that you could see up there in the corner, and how we use that lettuce for the salads in the middle school. Again, I think I said this before, but we get that every like 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. We also, our students are the ones who start the seedlings for us and actually plant them into that unit and take care of it for us. So with some of the teachers there at the middle school, so it's been awesome. And then we also kind of gave them a little ginger soda, ginger beer, ginger beverage, ginger juice that Mrs. Cost made using the Charlie cart. And we think that's been awesome. And it's been used quite a bit already. I know they did it a couple times in Forts Ferry. We used it for this. It was over Blue Creek last week, and we carted it over, I think, for tomorrow. They're doing something at Latham Ridge with it. So kudos to Mrs. Cost and all the teachers who are using it for their classroom activities and hands-on. Again, that's been awesome. And we were able to purchase that through the New York State grant that we did as far as the Farm to School Committee. Next. Breakfast week. So a breakfast week for the National School Breakfast Week was the first week in March. And again, we're just promoting breakfast and getting kids ready to learn in the classroom. Again, our breakfast and lunch are free for all. Knock on wood, they stay that way for a while. The theme was a quest for school breakfast. In the top there, you could see a cornbread bowl with fresh fruit and a dollop of cream for good measure. And then we had a yogurt parfait. We did some dipping of pancakes into some of these parfaits, as well as some other things that as you can see, the staff loved it just as much as the kids, and we enjoy serving them both breakfast and lunch. Next.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Lisa. I'm not sure if your microphone's messed up.
Oh, I'll try to get a little bit closer or something. There
Yeah,
you go.
that's better.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so this is back. So this is our kale Caesar salad that that the brigade chef Drew prepared during our chef takeover day in January. So we are doing a tasting this coming or 2 weeks from now, I guess, or a week and a half from now at Loudonville on 4/28. And then it's going to be on all the elementary menus the next day on 4/29 as their side dish. This recipe calls for both kale as well as romaine lettuce, and it does have a scratch Caesar salad dressing that will be prepared at Blue Creek and then sent out to the other elementary school buildings. We've also done it again at the middle school, and we continue to do some chef salads, kale chef salads at the high school as well. So kale, yeah, kale on, everybody. That's really what we're kind of, that's kind of our call here at in food services, getting the dark green vegetables in our students. So that, I think, is that where we are, Dave?
I think that is the last slide. Yes.
Yeah. So other than that, we're going to participate in the anniversary day coming up. We hope to have a booth where kids could come and kind of make some fake trays, and parents could ask some questions, and we'll continue with our testing and at all the buildings, and we look forward to the new greenhouses that are coming up, and again working with Mrs. Cost and the Farm to School program. That's kind of our big wellness kick right now.
I'm ready
Any
for dinner.
questions? Yeah, any questions or? Okay,
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. So the last thing I'm just going to mention is, and I don't consider it a sad note, although, it's never easy to say goodbye. We did lose a legendary coach this past weekend. Coach Ed Springstead was a member of the North Carolina community for many decades. He's 93 years old. He coached for over 50 years. He retired from phys ed teaching here back in 1989. He had a positive impact on countless students and families throughout the North Carolina community. I had the honor of working with Ed when I started in 1998. And so for many years, we coached together in outdoor track, and he's a wonderful human being, and he will be missed. But if you want to talk about a celebration of life, it truly is that. And so Ed's wake is going to be up at St. Ambrose on Friday, tomorrow, from 4 to 7. And then the funeral is going to be out of there the following morning at 10 a.m. So if wanted to take a look at his obituary, I linked it to our agenda. His son Michael is also a middle school teacher for us. His wife Florence is still with us, and I got to see her on earlier this week when I stopped up there to drop off some things. So just a wonderful human being. Anybody who was fortunate enough to know him, he'll be missed. But we're there'll be more coming out. Maybe I'll bring up some other things as they develop, but we're having discussions already of how to kind of memorialize Ed moving forward, whether it be through maybe a scholarship or something like that. So, just kind of a fond farewell to a good person. So without any further ado, just around the horn again, feel free, unmute if you'd like. All right. A small but mighty group. I will be sure to get this out and share it with everybody, and I will share that information about Unified School with SEPTA. All right, thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.